Well, this has become a very dangerous game for, well, Dangerous Game. They're 0-1 down in this series after their map pick of Vertigo like flapped on by. I'm trying to think of something related to chickens there, and I'm leaning very, very close to the screen. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Harry. With me is Potter. She's pretty great. We're going to talk about some Counter-Strike because that's kind of what we spent our whole I like how you doing. Yeah, man. What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm ready for this map too. I didn't want to leave you hanging. This is only our second time casting together. I want this to be a thing, Harry. So if you want to be close to the screen, I'll be close to the screen with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're at like the perfect distance. I got to ask, like, what's your webcam on? Is this where your monitor is? Oh my goodness, I just hit my microphone, but that didn't happen. Okay, yeah. See, I play like Centaurus, you know, like I'm sitting like matter of inches away from the screen, and that's where all my problems, kind of like all my eye problems, my back problems, that's where it all comes from. But
that is how you headshot better.
It is. The proof is in the pudding, you know? Yeah. Like, yeah, just the closer you are, the more you see, surely. And, well, let's see, because that's what she said. They're looking good right now. You know, we've done the eye test on this squad. They looked good yesterday. They built into today. They're looking even better. And now we move into their map pick of Train. And I'm a little bit worried for Dangerous Game.
I'm starting to get a little bit worried as well, Harry. But the good news is Dangerous Game, they played Train yesterday. Now, they didn't win, but they had a couple of good rounds. I'm looking at her, and I'm looking at Jelly, that AWP on her back. She had some crucial kills that kind of enabled their team, and see why that's huge. That's huge. 2 easy pickups for her. Not so easy, but she made it work. And Flora, she gets taken down. Miss Harvey, she's gaining so much ground. The movement, she still got it, Harry.
Yeah, she does, but actually, as we're kind of bigging it up, she does get shut down there by the P250, and looking for a bit. Don't love it, but it happens. And Pinecone 1v3, but it's not an impossible 1v3 by any stretch of the imagination, right? Everyone is within 1 or 2 shots of certain death, and so Pinecone, we know she's delivered us some big moments already throughout this competition thus far, and she didn't see the player on top green, and now closing the distance. The Glock's going to shut down the first. She's looking for even more. 35 seconds left on the clock, so still time to play with, and Pinecone's going to follow up with another. Now just JL left, and Pinecone, she's going to get it. She shuts them down. First round on the board, but that's what she said. We were worried for Dangerous Game. The nerves start to get to them with every kill that Pinecone gets, and she's able to navigate that 1v3 brilliantly to find the pistol, but that's what she said.
Yeah, man, Pinecone handles this so well, just calm and collected. I gotta say, for Dangerous Game side of things, they have to realize that Pinecone doesn't know that they are this low as they are, you know? And you could see that they were really turtled up. They knew that they were low. They didn't want to give away their life, but at a certain point, you just gotta all peek together and just wipe her out. Pinecone kind of had her way there. Unfortunate for Dangerous Game. They were certainly in control of that round. A nice conservative buy coming out from Dangerous Game side of things, kind of holding on to their money. Going to have a pretty solid buy coming into the next one, but this should be easy pickings, for that's what she said.
Yeah, even with this flank from Flora, you know, maybe she gets away with the kill, and that maybe in and of itself is good enough, especially if she's able to take away this one rifle. She will get it, but now she should get taken care of. Here we go, just a matter of time, and she will get shut down. The Galil, I think, has been retrieved, and indeed it has by Minio. So that's what she said. They get the conversion. They're not too worried there. And there is money now for Dangerous Game to go for the investment. But something that I feel like we've seen a lot here is teams ecoing that second round. And then, especially on a map like Train, as we're seeing now, go for this like Deagle buy once again to prioritize getting that utility and bringing the AWPs out. I have like some mixed emotions around this decision. I like the fact that, you know, you understand and you're very much relying on like running your system, running your game, and playing around the utility. But I always feel like surely you should be putting a bit more investment into that second round on everyone apart from these AWPing players if this was always going to be the decision.
Yeah, and that definitely makes sense, right? I think it does take a lot more theory between the players and what their goals are going to be. But this, whoa. This is paying off. Minio, that's going to be huge, but it's still a 1 versus 2. She's definitely aware of Flora's positioning here, but she tries to readjust, reposition, and you know what, Harry?
Yeah.
What do we know? What do we know?
I hate myself too at the end of the day. Like, oh my goodness, how is
logic?
That
What's that? Throw it out the window.
It's one of these things where, like, it always feels like when you're just talking about, you know, oh, hang on a minute, no, it's still fine. It's one of these things where, like, I always find whenever you try and talk about just like the basic theory behind CS, in that round that you brought it up, you just get proved wrong every time and made to look like an idiot. They managed to do it with just the Deagles. That's very, very impressive for Dangerous Game. And it's regardless, right? The reason why we're kind of saying that maybe you go for a bit more investment in that second round is because if you did that but a round ago when you had a bit more to work with, you know, and you were able to find success there, you would actually be like breaking the money if that's what she said. Whereas now, like, yeah, you win that round, you get your buy-in, you got everything you kind of need here, but you're still up against rifles. You know, you haven't broken that economy just yet, so there's still time for that's what she said to bounce back and, you know, continue this kind of back and forth right out of the gate.
Yeah, definitely several arguments to be made about the economy and how to control it. JL here, she's got that and that smoke is giving her a lot of room to work with here. And although that double boost is kind of happening behind that smoke, JL, if she finds a timing, if she calls for a flashbang from one of her teammates, that would be beautiful. That smoke is going to dissipate now. She's got to make her move. And unfortunately, that was the worst move she could have made out of all of them. And she gets taken out by Miss Barbie. Force free, and Jelly, that's actually a big pickup for her. She's gonna go for more, but right now she's blind.
Yeah, she's still keen to keep on fighting. And there's another for Jelly. She does now have C-White over here and Connector to help out, but she gets blindsided by Blender. C-White remaining hidden. This actually could prove to be pretty helpful in this 1v3, but letting Blender slip by into the realms of CT, this is an odd one. Like, CY's trying to play the timing game here to shut down this B play while she's got this 1v2 available to her, but she just doesn't have the information where this bomb is going. And as it gets planted, it kind of dawns a little too late that it is going to be a B. As she goes back, this is where Blender's position should just have the round locked in, and it will. She's just turned away as well. CY's got a timing into the side. She has a kit and a smoke.
Go to the left, move to the left.
No. Pinecone's got it. Pinecone's got it. She's fine. Okay. Everything's fine. Pinecone's a beast. We all knew it. Like, she wasn't about to get ninja diffused, okay? Like, Pinecone's got it under control. She even waited till it was an even fight because she's not taking those cheap shots. Yeah, that was a round, Potter.
That was a round.
There was so much going on.
I wish CY would have just saved that AWP, but I guess that round, I guess she could have maybe ninja'd it. I don't think she knew that though, so really she should have just saved that AWP coming to this round. But once again, Dangerous Game, they're broke. JL, she's got the scout. She's gonna want to squish up, that's what she said, for her mates here, but this, we've seen Dangerous Game winning the pistol round right before. Just a scrappy little anti-eco.
Yeah, you know, these Deagles have always felt like they're delivering, but they're going to need to now more than ever. And with nothing being offered up out of the gate, that scout gets spotted over here in Connector, not quite able to find anything just yet. You'll know that the bomb is on the back of Miss Harvey, and it's slowly but surely creeping its way over towards B. TY with an Eagle. It's going to deliver one. But we might have done it again. These Deags might be enough as they already sit in 5-on-4. And so this is going to pressure, that's what she said, to just go for the B drop. They start to make their way into the site. Ellie delivers one with an Eagle, looking for a bit more, but Minio gets the trade. And we're immediately into this 3-on-3, but still a chance for Dangerous Game.
That should be enough. Minio just gaining all this space should be the checkmate. This Molotov is even going to make things a lot more difficult, pushing the targets into Minio's favor, and this should be it. Minio, she's got way too much control at the moment. So things, they certainly did get dicey for a moment there. Dangerous Game had some nice shots. CY to start things off with that deagle. Even JL getting involved and squishing up. I believe it was Sirius with that scout, but unfortunately, for Dangerous Game side of things, they are not able to convert, and CY, she definitely would have liked to save that AK, but it's fine. This is going to be a strong buy for them coming into this round. Jelly, though, she doesn't have an op. This is going to be an issue. Will she, glass cannon? No.
Yeah, this is going to give Miss Harvey a lot of freedom with this AWP, and she's already been very, very explosive in this game for that's what she said. And now, even less pressure. oh, you hate to see it, right? Like you're all scoped up, and then someone runs by, and you still got. I mean, if she hit that, that would have been incredible. But obviously, not going to happen. And now this whole round just kind of slows right down. They boost up Minio to try and spot out on top of the trains, and she almost gets rewarded for it. She just got the information that Flora was up there moments ago, and if Flora goes back up, she will be taken down promptly.
Sound cues for JL. Now, we saw her in this exact position with an ump. Her timing, it was not optimal the last time around. This push from L, though, this is going to be huge. Pinecone's definitely going to get caught out. And L's probably spotted that bomb as well. And L's not stopping. She's just going to keep going for more. She gets rewarded with a second, and Miss Harvey misses that. So she's actually going to get a third as well. And L, she's just, she's kind of activated. She's had enough, Harry. She's coming through with 3 kills coming into this round. And Sirius is going to get Molotoved off this corner even. And with just half HP in 30 seconds with the bomb down, this is a bit maybe out of hand to be able to recover, but Sirius can still do some damage. I mean, the money on Dangerous Game, it's not healthy by any means. So Sirius can actually just convert a frag or 2 here. Would be huge for that's what she said. But it's not going to be. JL, nice reaction, nice ladder hold, and a good push coming out of L.
Yeah, even in that 3v1, right? Like they play it so well because you're bang on. Like even a little bit of economic damage there goes such a long way. And the fact that they are just gimmicking every little angle they can, right, just to deny that peak, that kill, that frag from the other side is absolutely huge. And now it's kept their money in good standing. You get the AWP back in the hands of Jelly as well, and it's just going to be a B play. And that's what she said. Now up here on the rafters is someone going by the name of Ellie. She was able to tear this apart in the round prior, and she might just be able to do it again. She can look to deny the bomb plant, and she will. There's the kill. Flora with another, and once again it's a 3K from Ellie. You'd love to see it. Someone coming alive. We needed a hero for Dangerous Game, and we might have found it.
We definitely might have found it. Elle stepping up huge in these last couple rounds, and you can see that she's not shying away, Harry. She's not shying away by any means. She's taken on these duels, and I think with just a little bit more discipline and composure thrown into the mix for her, she could definitely be that hero that Dangerous Game need right now. Let's see if she can replicate it. 3rd time's a charm, and you see that's what she said. They're still broke. They're kind of conservatively approaching this round. There's a lot of utility on the back if that's what she said, though. So this sort of pounce that's going to come from CY could be huge, but that's so much damage. Oh, getting caught with the Molotov out. Miss Harvey's going to eat that up every single time, and it's still recovering though. Still recoverable. Just the pistols on the back of that's what she said. As I say that, okay, well, okay.
Oh no, it's happening. Miss Harvey taking out Ellie. It's all on you again. You need to give us 3. We really have been getting the most out of her. Now 1v2. She has dealt with the first. Armor on Pinecone, and Minio is very, very low inside of this.
Wait.
Feel about that one, Potter. Help me. Why weren't they looking? They knew where she was. I don't get that. Potter, was that just a little breakdown in communication? It certainly felt like it, right? Like they were looking at main. They were looking at main.
Yeah, that's definitely a head scratcher. Definitely a head scratcher. That should not have happened. I think that's a huge breakdown of communication that happened in that round. That definitely shouldn't have been the case because Minio, or Ellie rather, she shot even. So maybe a little hectic, maybe the pressure getting to that's what she said in that moment. But Dangerous Game, they recover and see why she's going aggressive. She's gone aggressive towards this Ivy. Sirius is ready for it though. That's an easy kill for Sirius.
Yeah, I like that, right? Because Ivy aggression isn't really something we've seen from Dangerous Game, but that's what she said. They've often had someone, waiting in the wings to be ready for it, and they finally reap the reward of that. They take someone down early on. And Flora now decides, well, maybe they don't expect a second push into this position and should be right in that assumption. Now, even though she's not going to get a kill from this, the information that she gets is going to be huge. She's going to spot that Ivy's now clear. She can see that there's no one like lining up utility. Cirrus almost looked like for a moment she had an inkling, but she's going back to throw this smoke over into the A site. This looks like it's a B fake ending up inside of A with pop control, but that's what she said. And they will start to get on in now. Blender opening things up. Jelly rushing through this smoke, getting stuck in to these fights. Smokes her down, so she's given a bit of a veil, and Flora coming in on this wrap from Ivy could tear the whole round apart. Down goes the first, looking for a bit more, and Flora, lots of damage, gonna set Ellie up for the 1v1. Dangerous Game, they'll take the lead, they go 5-4 up, and now things get a little bit worrisome for That's What She Said.
Dang, that timing between Elle and Flora couldn't have been more perfect. I mean, that synergy coming through, and Elle, she hasn't stopped, Harry. She's just continuing on. This sort of inner aggression that she's showcasing, I think That's What She Said. They're going to have to, at a certain point, kind of put a stop to that, because all of these outside hits, they're getting the ground and the control that they want, but the timing that Elle is finding has been that crux. And JL, she's blind. Flora, she's going to find a good spray for herself. Just these pistols, this is shut down before it even begins. So a good response coming out from Dangerous Game, and this is a 2-round lead now coming through in this first half. This is definitely a better start than what we saw on Inferno.
100%. And sometimes that's all you need, right? It's just that little like push, that little reminder that you are still in this game and that you can still pick it up. And a Dangerous Game, it feels like they've got that right now, that everyone's kind of finding this confidence again. And even the fact that we've been seeing these pushes, this kind of calculated aggression coming through from the CTs, I think is a really good sign of things to come in the remainder of this first half of play. Ellie has just been a beast at this B bomb site, like time and time again with the aggression, and this time she spots a player in the form of Blender. She'll fall on back to use that flashbang to cover the retreat. There we go. And now gets out of there.
So much damage as well, and you can see that really just puts a pause on everything That's What She Said wanted to do coming to this round. Now they're just shifting and adjusting. You can see the movements. They need this Brownhawk control, and they want to bully Elle off this angle, maybe get a good trade off, and Elle's doing so much damage into this round, but That's What She Said did a fantastic job not giving her a single clean duel there. But Jelly, she comes through that A1 just pew-pewing away through that smoke, and bombs being planted right now. But Jelly, if she pushes forward here, she's going to be in even more prime position.
Oh dear, Pinecone is just a little too far away to actually play into this 1v3, and she knows it. So just going to stay alive with the AK, not the end of the world, right? 7th on the board now for Dangerous Game, and thanks to holding on to that rifle, she could even look to drop an AWP into play over to Miss Harvey. That responsibility might actually fall to Minio or Blender. Tactical timeout called in for That's What She Said. I do think, out of all the teams I've seen, That's What She Said, they do like to be nice and like liberal with these tac pauses. And I think that's a good sign, like too many teams, I feel like wait too long before they actually utilize them. And That's What She Said. They always like to be calling them in kind of preemptively while there's still time to actually correct these issues. So often I feel like I see teams calling in tac pauses in like round 14. And it always makes me feel like, maybe if this was like 2 rounds earlier, it might have been enough to kind of recover a half. And so let's see the fruits of that. What have they come up with in that little 30-second timeout now to try and address in round number 12?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's such a good point, is kind of theorizing with each other and utilizing those timeouts is super crucial. So it's really good to see That's What She Said doing that. Now coming into things here, I'd be curious. Okay, so Elle, she is taking back now. This is good movements coming out of her, man, because you can see right off the bat in the beginning of this round, every single member from That's What She Said, they're putting all their eggs and resources towards this brown hall. So this is the perfect adjustment, perfect call coming out from Elle. And the only thing That's What She Said needs to make sure is that their flashbangs are on point, because last round, Jelly, those kills were way too easy for her. So this inner execute that's about to come needs to have the perfect flashbangs. Elle, this Molotov is going to be everything.
Oh, they got to run through, and the molly is just lighting them up. Ellie from beyond the grave gets 2 in the fire and flames. Jelly with another. And Miss Harvey now, she's looking for the bomb, and it is just out in no man's land. This is a really rough spot to be in, but Miss Harvey, if there ever was a time to roll back the years, it's now. Oh my goodness, she's done so much damage. Miss Harvey, another. No way. This is surely not going to happen. Sai left up on the other side. Miss Harvey. Oh, we've been waiting for it. We have been waiting with bated breath, and here she is looking to deliver. She's got 3 so far, but Sai up on top of the trains is going to get it, and just about keeps that in favor of Dangerous Game. That was almost a classic Miss Harvey round. So damn close.
So close, so close. And Miss Harvey did a fantastic job making this round as close as she did, because even if she didn't win it, listen, she really screwed with the money now, because these are the kinds of rounds that Dangerous Game, they need to be able to dominate in a 1 versus 4 scenario like that to just give themselves even more of a cushion, because this, what was it, 4-round win, 4-round run that Dangerous Game are on right now, it's gonna become a lot more challenging when you don't have the money to kind of stamp your dominance. So good on Miss Harvey, making things close, and Elle, she's back up to her shenanigans. She's gonna take her peek, take her chances towards Brown Hall. That flashbang did a lot more than I think it should have, but Elle's gonna get away with that. And Flora's already dead. She's down.
Yeah, these 4-on-5s can feel very, very rough. And that's what she said. They've slowed it right down. They're waiting, and Dangerous Game. They try and reclaim some lost ground. JL gets the info that there's players in pop. Sai now looking to try and deal with the Ivy aggression. She's tempered it a bit with that Molotov and bought precious time for this rotation to come in from Ellie off of the B-bomb site. Jelly trying to hold this main cross, but a shot missed. She's now relying on Ellie picking up the slack on this Ivy lurk, and that needs to come in soon, or else it might not help at all. And Jelly, now she's the only one left standing. 2 of these players are low on the other side, but on with the AWP in the 1v3. It's definitely not ideal. Not to say it's impossible. Still has a full belt utility, and that's a free kill onto Pinecone. He didn't quite realize she was hanging so far out over on the train. Jelly, 1v2. Can she get it done?
She's got a smoke carry, she's got a kit, and that Molotov. She should have a decent idea of where this ladder player is at least, but this Ivy player, that's kind of... Oh, she's just sticking it. Oh my, wait.
Oh my goodness. That was not even like 0.1 of a second left on that defuse. That would have been something, all right. Oh my goodness. What did you make of that? Like, that is ballsy to just stick the defuse, not even use the smoke, not do anything.
She had a Molotov and flash to smoke. But I mean, it almost worked, you know? So who are we to say anything about logic in that moment? But yeah, that's what she said. Good round conversion. They finally broken that streak that Dangerous Game were on, and look at the money. Already, even after winning 4 or 5 in a row, Dangerous Game, they're already back down to pistols. So that's what she said has been doing a fantastic job. And it really comes down to those 3 kills that Miss Harvey had earlier on in the round. Even if she didn't win that round, it was perfectly played. So Dangerous Game, they've got not a lot to work with coming into this round. That's what she said. Looks like the bomb might rendezvous back up with the rest of their mates towards this Brown Hall. But Elle, we've seen her constantly push towards Brown, so I bet she's gonna push up this ladder as well. She's not shying. Oh, that's an easy freebie for her. She can't pick up the AK, but she does get away with her life, and she's the player with that kit.
Yeah, she's kind of like bottlenecked, that's what she said, into having to go for this B-side execute. And so there's already 2 players here lying in wait. Now, that's what she said, that they've anticipated that this is the case. And so they actually double back and start to clear out Pop Dog. But already, Cyanco, they seem 1 step ahead. They've already begun a rotation back round. Miss Harvey spots the legs, but shoots in between them. And lucky to be alive there. Another missed shot from Miss Harvey, but does tap down with the P250. And JL now, there's a kit dropped at her feet, P250 in hand. She goes through the smoke. There's no cover from Blender and Pop, and so Miss Harvey might not be ready for JL to be so deep, but the aim punch sends her aim flying. And that's what she said. They'll get that 6th round on the board. I think, you know, when you brought up the economic impact of that Miss Harvey 3K and the 1v4, you know, I was kind of like, I knew exactly what you were talking about, but I just didn't think we'd see it come into fruition with how good Dangerous Game had looked. But it has made really all the difference right now for That's What She Said in terms of allowing them to get back into this game and make it a very, very close affair, because it was starting to feel a little bit one-sided. And now, knowing that the money still isn't in a good spot, they just barrel into this A side. The utility isn't there to slow them down, and so they just completely annihilate this hold. Ellie falls. It's 7 at the end of the half for That's What She Said. An explosive, fast A play to get them there. Dangerous Game. They've just about got the lead. You're going to have to join us for this second half, because things really are heating up after a quick break.
Tricks can't deport us. I'm a flame in the star, call me gassed. Back foot sliding, I'm slick to the mask. Calling to the tribe, it's a revolution past. Present in time, no, we can't be masked. So you better rise up, cool up, size up, shout out loud. Down before the time's up. So we better rise up, cool up, size up, shout out loud. Down before the time's up. If we break bread, then I'm coming like a eeler. If you want beef, then I tom beater. If you want beef, then I tom. 789, that's procedure. If we break bread, then I'm coming like a eeler. If you want beef, then I tom beater. If you want beef, then I tom.
Wow, what a first half of play. What a first half that we have on our hands right now. Dangerous Game. They're up 8-7, but That's What She Said. They went on a little streak there to round out that half. They were down 4-8, but they managed to recover, and now we are as close as we can possibly be. Dangerous Game. They want to try and keep this pace up. They want to try and keep the momentum in their favor. So they set up over here towards B early, and they are just looking to run the gauntlet into this bomb site. These two smokes are going to make all the difference. It allows these players to get out through heaven and down the ramp relatively unscathed. Jelly brought down a little bit low, but the bomb plant is found. Cirrus now trapped in this site. She's navigating her way through these smokes to stay alive. This is a slaughter from the CTs. They find so many kills. Flora and JL, they've got to go above and beyond, and yeah, they just can't find anything. They get overwhelmed. That's What She Said. They'll get that pistol locked in. 8 now on the board and a chance to take the lead to begin this second half.
Solid defense coming out from That's What She Said. And you saw Cirrus there. She was the player that got that initial main contact. And although she didn't get a kill, the fact that she survived, the fact that she hid herself behind that smoke and really drew out all of the attackers in that post-plant scenario, because Dangerous Game could not afford to allow her to just maintain that position and stay alive. So you saw them kind of wiggling out into more uncomfortable spots to try to take her out. And that's when the rest of that's what she said, pounced, rotated, and secured that pistol round win. So a really solid defense coming up on them, and Dangerous Game once again with a conservative buy coming through into this round. But on the T side of things, this is definitely a little bit of a better call. Every single player coming into the next round, they should have a very healthy buy.
Ooh, Ellie was aware of the pop position, but wasn't quite able to find that kill. And so, yeah, this round, the danger has been dealt with well. You know, like we've seen these pistols get away with far more than perhaps they should in a lot of these rounds, it feels like. And this is looking like it shouldn't be one of them. You know, you're sat in this 5-on-3, all the pressure is on Dangerous Game. They might just group up and try and hit the B site, especially with Flora holding onto this smoke and a flash. At this point, right, if you get out of this round with a bomb plant and maybe like a kill, you'll take it. You know, like that's a good outcome. And this B site is a great one to hit to do exactly that.
Definitely will be the best of the shite situation, with especially considering the buy that they have. This one flash thing on Flora's back, hopefully it does well, but this Molotov kind of seals the deal, secures everything out. Jelly doesn't care. Oh, she actually gets it down, man. What a boss. She just sat down in that Molotov and planted, and it actually works out for them. So that's actually, I mean, you called it, Harry. The plant would have been the best of the worst situation, and they got that. So that's a win in my book for Dangerous Game.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it can feel hard enough to get that bomb down in like a 5-on-5 at the B bomb site. So the fact that they do it 3-on-5 in a Molotov is great. And now they have these AKs purchased up. Jelly can even get her hands on an AWP, and I really hope she does, just straight out of the gate. You know that you're not going to have one on the other side to worry about, and so that might give her that kind of extra degree of freedom that she's looking for to wield this to its best capability. She's taking it down here towards Ivy. JL, I imagine, is going to set up to kind of play like this anti-flash position with the AWP holding for this first contact. And so, yeah, we see JL floating around on the close corner now, starting to go aggressive. There's no one to flash for this peek from Pinecone. She's got to win it all on her own. And Jelly, yeah, she's so suspicious. I think she saw the legs under the smoke. Pinecone trying to get out of danger. And she does deal with the first. Now, Jelly's just seen her cross behind the server. But this is a stalemate that could last for a minute. You know, like no one has to move here. And so it's just a question for Jelly, someone who's lacking utility. She's got no way to force this fight to come to her. And so it really is like a battle of patience.
Yeah, and right now it does seem like Pinecone is gonna be so much more patient, and she can afford that, right? But Jelly, she can't afford to stay very much longer without making some sort of move, especially with the most expensive weapon on the map right now. She's got to be able to find something for her team. You can see on the minimap, the rest of her mates, they're kind of congregated towards this inner. And this is actually going to be huge because there's only the one defender. And you see some movements right now. That's what she said, just took over that T-con area. This inner execute, it's going to come through. That actually takes out Pinecone. This is the best of the worst situation for Dangerous Game. If they're able to get this bomb down and set up for some sort of a post-plant scenario. Oh, why did she? Oh, no. Ellie, I think she felt some sort of a pressure on a flank, so she decides to ditch that upper area. But this flank coming through for CY, this might be the checkmate.
Oh, that's such a shame. Miss Harvey even gets the upgrade onto the AWP. Jelly's patience in that round there is phenomenal. Like, you know, and Pinecone as well. Like, to give credit to both of them, that was the longest, like, most drawn out fight I have ever seen. And Pinecone, like, eventually is just like, there's no way. There is no way that she still has sat here, you know, 40 seconds into the round. But Jelly was waiting, and then she comes in on that flank, and it is a bit of a shame because it does feel like Ellie there felt, as you say, like a pressure to kind of activate and make something happen. But if she was still sat up on upper, she would have been able to put a stop to that flank. Suddenly CY down in the bomb site is able to get away with a lot more. It buys time for that flank from Jelly as well. And so that there was maybe just like the nerves of that situation showing through for Dangerous Game. Now they throw this wall of smokes into the A bomb site. and they're going to look to make some progress. They deal with Minio. Blender spotting for this top train peak. Doesn't get away with the kill, but she goes back for it the second time around, and then she will. Pinecone another. Blender, there's a smoke there. What is that round? They lose one early on, and then past that, everything comes up in favor of That's What She Said.
Perfect protocols to just maintain their ground and hold that outside yard. I mean, there was a lot of flashbangs coming up from Dangerous Games side of things, and they actually got that entry onto Minio towards that sandwich area. So good on That's What She Said to kind of hold their ground and maintain those crossfires to actually find the frags. Again, CY, she's got this R8, and you know, she got some good frags with it before. Go get you some. Let's see what happens again. That's a good skin too.
Yeah, I always feel so uneducated on R8 skins because like no one ever uses it. So whenever I see them, I'm like, damn, that's pretty, you know? Like but it's such a shame that it's just such like a mediocre at best weapon. I will say Train is actually a map. I said that like I said that this guy uses the gun a lot earlier, but Vinny uses the R8 all the time on Train to the point where it's like it's not just like a troll pick, you know, like it feels like there's an idea behind it. And I think it kind of makes sense because like the R8 is almost like a budget scout if you're willing to like go along with that like mental gymnastics to get there. It does a lot of damage, but it's a lot cheaper. In this round, as we're kind of talking about it never really gets to show its value, does the R8. However, Ellie will deep down Cirrus inside of the site, and now with this Ivy split coming in, it's a question of, yeah, can Ellie stay alive? And That's What She Said, that their response to this play is perfect. They rush down the one player that they know is inside of the bomb site with that bomb. They don't give her any room to work with. And once they've dealt with her, they just keep players in position to cut off those rotations and deny that flank actually finding anything.
Yeah, good reactions coming out from That's What She Said. And once again, a goodbye coming out from Dangerous Game. No op on the back of Jelly this time around, but it does look like they're setting up for those smokes, it seems. Or potentially just setting up for a slow default, but just throwing out that normal sandwich smoke to try to draw out additional utility coming out from That's What She Said. And that's exactly the reaction that you're seeing here right now. Those Molotovs coming through. They've got to respect that potential Olaf walkout here. So that's what you're seeing coming out from That's What She Said side of things. And that's a huge pickup from Miss Harvey. She has not slowed down one bit coming into the second half. Still top fragging in the server with that op. Blender finds one as well. And Flora, that's a huge pickup actually coming up from Sandwich. Pinecone's under a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. And oh, she whiffs that shot. Jelly, that's going to be a pickup. And all of a sudden, Minio, she finds herself all alone towards this outside yard. She handles it well, does a lot of damage, but that's the outside bomb site gone. Dangerous Game, they're going to find themselves in a post-plant scenario here. And although JL, she's low, this is completely winnable. Molotov on JL's back. She's going to want to find herself a little bit back, maybe go towards Hell. This is not a good spot. Yeah, Cirrus, she's going to find her out. And now Jelly, that potential post-plant, it just becomes so much more difficult.
Smoke goes down on the bomb. Jelly, damage done, but that's devastating that she doesn't get away with the kill there. Still, time ticking off the clock. Miss Harvey going to answer the call, and the defuse will come in. So 13 on the board, but that's what she said. Harry.
6 and 8 HP. Holy moly.
It's really devastating because it felt like, you know, like they tried to put JL in like a position there to just, you know, say like, okay, right, you're very, very low, get away with whatever you can, and then we'll rely on Jelly in the post plant. But it's like she picks the one position on the map that they have very little control over, at least the areas that can actually peek into it, right? So she was just like a sitting duck and never really, never realizes it. That would have been a very, very winnable round, I think, if JL had kind of picked really any other position, as sad as it is to say. And for Jelly, missing that one kill when she's given the opportunity just puts so much pressure on her suddenly in the 1v2 when they know where she is. And so everything kind of falls apart. But it's close. It's another one of these close rounds. And in this kind of essence, it's starting to feel a bit like Inferno, where Dangerous Game, they get in these good positions. They almost get the rounds over the line, but it's when you get into the crunch time, right at the very, very end, this kind of experience and tenure and the ability to stay calm in these retakes just shines, for that's what she said.
Definitely shines, and you see this kind of proactive movement, this aggression coming out from That's What She Said. Again, Pinecone, whoa, JL gets the better of her. Maybe she saw a little bit of a toe before, but Pinecone feels robbed there. And Blender, she's got a lot of targets that she's got to deal with right now. Minio also feeling the pressure. That's a flashbang perfectly set up for Minio there. CY was so blind. And things looked hectic, but That's What She Said. I mean, they were everywhere. They were almost in T-spawn while Dangerous Game were in this outside yard. So it was always going to be a multiple-pronged retake. And that was a little bit too much for Dangerous Game to be able to handle. Too many targets across the board. Blender handled it well. Minio getting set up for success with that flashbang. So once again, a solid defense coming out from That's What She Said.
Can you believe like how much we're seeing from Miss Harvey as well? Like in this series,
boss, dude.
She's just doing incredibly well. You know, like just absolutely wrecking everyone. Now she's got the orb.
Her flashbang assist after this series is going to be top of the charts. No questions asked. I mean, because not only is she getting the frags, she's consistently setting up the rest of her teammates with flashes. It's happened multiple times, even back on Inferno. So she's been instrumental in this defense. But Minio, that's a drive-by. A huge swing from CY. Okay, Blender, she's holding her ground, but she's just so low. Another flashbang coming out from Miss Harvey, but Pinecone gets taken out, and now this is where Miss Harvey, she's got to be able to rely on just pure skill and talent that we know she has. And there it is, just starting things off with the 1 kill. I think she's been communicated to that these members are low. You see her switching out to her rifle, spamming away with her pistol. This health player, that wrap, the timing.
She's gotten away with it. She's gotten away with it. She's still alive. Flora now 1v2. And Miss Harvey and Sarah still on the bomb. Flora's spraying, but not able to get away with it. And it's Miss Harvey just continuing again and again. Not only dodging death, not only setting her teammates up, but always delivering the goods when we need her to. 28 and 11. She might be about to hit the big 3-0 before this game is all said and done. And that is just a sight to behold. I'm so happy that Miss Harvey has come into this today looking this damn good.
Yeah, she's feeling confident. When I spoke to her the other day, I said, listen, Steph, give it to me straight. Are you winning? And she said she's feeling super confident in herself. And you can see that confidence coming through. In Dangerous Game, they slowed things down. It looks like this is going to be this ladder pop control. You can see this flashbang coming out from Flora's side of things. And uh-oh, that didn't work at all. Pinecone dodges it, but turns a little bit too soon. Doesn't matter. Elle, she's going to find herself an opening. And Elle, we got to talk about Elle too, man. She's been doing so much work for the Dangerous Game side of things. Really good to see her. I mean, you can see she's got confidence. She's not shying away from a lot of these duels. Oh, Flora takes out Sirius as well. That's the inner bomb site gone, Harry, just like that.
Yeah, but I see Miss Harvey. I see this name. I see this gun, and I believe, right? She gets one. And now Minio coming in from above. Miss Harvey actually dealt with, and now all falling onto Blender in the 1v4. Not able to do it. Ellie with another 3K. It feels like every round that Dangerous Game have won, and like the last kind of like 4 or 5 that they have on the board, have required Ellie to take down 3. And it's great that she's able to do it. But the question for me is like, whenever that's kind of your win condition, is like, how long can someone keep that up, you know, especially with the odds so stacked against you? The fact that she's been this resilient is very, very impressive. But can that keep up now if this comeback wants to happen? If Dangerous Game want to keep their series lifeline still alive?
And Elle once again trying to get this ladder control. She's had it before. This time around, it's Minio holding it off angle towards this E-box. And I like this movement from Elle, man. She's going everywhere. She's doing everything. She's put the pressure towards ladder, kept Minio there, now taking out Miss Harvey. And oh, this trade, this is going to be huge. A lot of damage done. Elle is a beast. She has that inner bomb site all to herself. I'm not sure what the rest of her team are doing. They're outside. The bomb is down towards Ebot. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's okay. They're gonna be able to recover.
I was about to feel so bad for Elle. Like she's like, okay, I'm in B, right? Like I'm in B, let's go. And then everyone else inside of A, you know, like the bomb dropped, everyone's sweating, trying to regain control. But luckily enough, that round was like so chaotic that that's what she said. Didn't even really know what was happening either. You know, like it goes both ways. And so thankfully, Dangerous Game, they thrive in the chaos of that round. And now we have 2 players approaching the 30 bomb, and it's all the question of who gets there first. Miss Harvey's got the big old head start, but Elle rather, if she wants to keep this up, if she wants her team to come back into this into the latter stage of this game, she's going to need to give us a 30 kill performance. You know, she's going to need to keep these numbers flying on in.
Oh, for sure, and it's going to be interesting to see if Elle has what it takes to kind of literally put her team on her back here and kind of initiate things. I mean, she's done it now. She's been really the sole factor in why Dangerous Game have actually been able to rally. And, you know, we saw, even thinking back on Inferno, the first 10 rounds, how close some of those rounds were. Then even in the first half, I mean, Dangerous Game, they went on a 7-round win streak on the CT side of things. They were in control and they were actually in the lead. So definitely some glimpses of brilliance coming out from Dangerous Game, but also some glimpses of why they're in the position that they are, right? I mean, they're definitely a newer team, definitely a newer set of players that don't have quite as much experience, but this is it. That's what she said are broke, just pistols. This is kind of the moment that Dangerous Game can kind of take and regain control back of this match to hopefully take us into a map 3.
Oh, Ellie is just getting sandwiched, and oh dear, Pinecone delivering the kills. Now this bomb is going to try and get out into the A side, but Minions just running through the Molotov, blindsides Jelly, and now she's got an AWP. Surely this can't be how it all comes to a close. Sai left in the 1v3, and she's got to do so much, and with so little. Doesn't have this bomb down just yet. There's a minute and 10 seconds left. She taps it. She hopes that's going to bring the peak out. From that's what she said, but at this point they know that they're in control. They know that she's trying to fake these taps out to draw the peaks. If she deals with Pinecone and Con, there is still a chance. There is still a chance. And Sai's gonna do it. She deals with the first, now back into the site, anticipates the pop peak, taps the bomb again. And this time, that's what she said. They've split out. They've moved into the bomb site. They get the information. CY is nowhere to be found. A 1v2 to keep Dangerous Game in this series. Potter, it's all on the line, and CY's got to step up now more than ever before.
It is all on the line, and you know, CY is playing this so well. You can see that that's what she said are really turtled up right now. You could see that they do not want to risk losing this advantage, but that might be the crux for them. But this bomb plant, this should be the tell. Both players sticking together. Oh, a bit of a fumble on that ladder. It's okay. Those sound cues did not go CY's way, so she has no clue about this. And yeah, this double team, both players sticking together, the smoke on Blender's back, that's all of these factors are just going to make things a lot more difficult for CY, given the fact that she's still looking for them. She still doesn't know where exactly these CTs are, and here we are. This is,
Oh, there's the first, but hidden behind the bomb train. No, this can't be how it all falls apart, and it is. Zurus just holds the bomb. That's what she said. They'll grab it, and that's such a shame, right? The bomb, the place that it's planted, it's set up, it's by design. But sadly, they're able to just tuck behind oil, and they get given that protection with the smoke down as well. It all falls apart. Oh, that is such a sad way for this to fall apart for Dangerous Game.
It is a sad way for Dangerous Game, but you know what? I'm happy. I think Miss Harvey just had a showstopper sort of a series. She performed from Inferno, or even over to Train, and I mean, I gotta be happy with that, right? I think that they absolutely, on paper, should have won this, shouldn't have had many problems coming into this, and I think that's how it played out. So, as it should be, as it should be.
Well, we have Miss Harvey stepping up. I can't wait till we get to see Potter back in the server one day. You know, like that's the NA talent I remember. But that was a great series, and I love to see Miss Harvey stepping up like that, along with the rest of the squad behind her. That's what she said. They really seemed like they were just night and day in comparison to some of those rounds yesterday versus today. Like everyone was on the same page. It was looking real good, and a bit of a shame for Dangerous Game for it to fall apart in the way that it did. But that's all from you and I for now. You're gonna have to join us. There's still more Counter-Strike to come. Don't worry, you haven't missed it. This is just the first series of the day, so stick around.
On our lives, a new star is inside. We're falling, it feels right. It's okay to hold me. You know where I wanna be. It's okay to hold me. And when you come, I hear the sound. I hear it high, I hear it loud. You light me up when you're around. Look what we found, look what we found. You take me to places, just one touch amazes. I'm all yours, no questions. I'm broken, affection. It's okay to hold me. You know where I wanna be. It's okay to hold me. And when you come, I hear the sound. I hear it.
Welcome back to the DreamHack Showdown Summer 2020, and that's what she said. Completely forgot about yesterday against CLG Red, picked themselves up and dusted off Dangerous Game. What did you like about their defense, Fearless, on their Inferno CT side? Because it seemed like a complete turnaround.
Oh, definitely. The thing probably I like the most, holding their ground on the bomber side. They were maintaining their crossfires, and the thing that I did pretty well is isolating players and creating those 1v1 duels instead of having all the T's swarming over you all at once. So they did a great job. They used the utility well, and eventually, they stood their ground.
On the flip side then, what were Dangerous Game lacking, Bilger?
I think on Inferno they did pretty good job in terms of having map control. They would always take banana control, they would always take abs, they would even take mid control. But then I think what they were missing is that they never made CTs, that's what she said, to use their utilities, to waste their utilities. So every time they would enter sites, they would always face mollies, smokes, flushes. This is what their problem was.
And you can see on the scoreboard there, Miss Harvey. Now, she said to me in a call before the show today that she'd only really played about 20 hours of CS in the past 6 months running up to this event. She hasn't had time. She's been too busy doing everything, it sounds like, from her interview with us. And yesterday, she also feels like personally she didn't perform to what she'd expect. And so today, she just blew everyone out of the water, Bilger. And Harry mentioned in the cast, he's looking for those classic Miss Harvey moments. What does he mean by that?
Classic Miss... I don't know. hitting everything and killing everyone. But I really enjoyed looking at how she was holding on Inferno in mid, especially holding mid, holding long. She would always, go to mid, stay anti-flash. So she is ready. She knows every next step of her enemies. But that's the problem that Dangerous Game had as well. They never used proper flashes against her. They would just go into her crosshair and she would kill everyone.
And it just feel like, ooh. One day I won't say ooh when the phone rings, but I'm really excited because we've got Minnie on the line.
Hello.
Hi, Minnie. We've been
Hi.
desperate to talk to you, so thank
my
you
gosh.
so much for joining us.
Thank you for
Fun-
having me.
It was a fantastic performance from you individually yesterday and a great team performance today. What did you as a team learn from yesterday's series?
I guess to just trust Pine's calls. She's been making really great calls, and Harvey knows how to read in mid-round games, so it's really fun to kind of play off of that and then just trusting everyone to perform individually.
Interesting. Tell us, Minnie. So when Miss Harry was giving us interviews, she said you're the most confident player on the team, that you're absolutely the same, during the practices and in officials. Tell us your secret.
I don't know if I'm the most confident, but I kind of just feel like I like entering, and I love when I watched the stream yesterday when Potter called me a W machine, I was like, that's exactly what I love. So I guess if that's confidence, then I'm a W machine, and that's what I love.
Can you tell us about your in-game relationship with Sirius? Because you've been playing together for quite a few years now.
I think we just play off of each other very well, and we've just known each other for we've been playing a couple of tournaments together, which have worked out because I think her style and my style were a little bit different, so we kind of bring around the team, so then it's easier to find other roles, I guess.
So I wanted to ask, you guys are not out of the woods just yet. You still have one more best of 3 to go to end up in that consolidation final. So how are you guys going to prepare for that next best of 3?
I think just playing our game and just listening to the calls and just trusting our instinct is really what we really need to do. Because I think the rounds that we've lost to Silhouette, to Dangerous Games, and CLG Red, we really just dropped the ball. We just completely lost our gameplay and our teamwork together.
Well, Minnie, hopefully you'll keep this momentum up going into your next series, and hopefully we'll see you playing on Sunday as well. But before we let you go, what are you looking for personally for your future in CS? Because we've seen you just give a masterclass in entry and resilience and pistol rounds over the past couple of days. So what would you like to do going forward in CS?
I guess I love participating in these women's tournaments because I think it's really fun to showcase a lot of competitiveness that we all have, and just being in the scene is really fun. I definitely am not in competitive in regular leagues, but just being able to play with other women who are doing things in this field, it's really interesting, and everybody's so competitive, which is really awesome.
Oh, it's awesome to watch you. Thank you so much, Minnie.
Thank
Good
you,
luck
guys.
in your next
Thank
series.
you.
Good luck. What a cutie.
She's fab, isn't she? God, I wish I was actually good at Counter-Strike so I could compete and play with and against players like Minnie, honestly. We've got one more lower bracket semi-final for you guys before we get into, I guess, our showcase of the day between Dignitas and CLG as they take to the servers for our upper bracket final. So do stick around because after the break, we're going to be talking about Able Esports White and Silhouette.